Racism in this country is so much worse and so ingrained to this very day in ways that we don't even realize or acknowledge that the furor over critical race theory is merely a smokescreen to distract from the real issue. We know that the Founding Fathers were slave owners, unrepentant slave owners. We know that even after the so-called Emancipation Proclamation, things didn't just not change, they actually got worse and became more insidious and are persistently and continually perpetuated to this very day, this very moment, by things like government-endorsed denial of voting rights to Black Americans, or our absurdly racist prison industrial complex, or the war on drugs, and so many other aspects of our society that we don't even think about, or are overwhelmed by, or have simply come to accept. And this isn't just the South. This is everywhere. If you don't believe this, or you don't know about it, then you should watch the mind-blowing documentary by Anna DuVernay called 13th, about the joke and the national embarrassment of the 13th Amendment. But the setup to that joke begins with the Declaration of Independence, doesn't it? And the utter bullshit and hypocrisy of all men are created equal. And the joke continues as we argue about Confederate flags and monuments. We just learned about the Tulsa Massacre. By the way, most people learned about it on a Watchmen episode. Was that critical race theory? And now that we're learning about it, we're learning it may just be the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the wanton slaughter of Black people by racist murderers. Then I read an article recently about the concept of sundown towns. Do you know about this? If you did, it was probably from seeing Green Book. But it's still happening today. I didn't know that, and I'm interested in knowing about these things. I seek out this information, and I was completely ignorant. If you're a white person who can't even acknowledge that the success of this country was built on violent racism to all minorities, then why would you know about a sundown town unless you live in one? Sundown towns, in case you don't know, are towns in which bad things will happen to Black people if they're caught there after sundown. It might be getting hassled, it might be getting arrested, and it might be getting murdered. This isn't some 19th century concept anymore. This isn't an episode of In the Heat of the Night. This is real, and this is still prevalent today. And again, this isn't a Deep South thing, though it certainly exists there. This is a country-wide issue. So you can call it what you want, critical race theory, or what it should be called, really, the truth. Another good name, the pervasive, systemic, institutionalized, government-sponsored racism that began with the founding of this country and continues quite unabated to this day. If you're against people learning this truth, then you're a racist. Face it. White-face it. Why are you embarrassed? Some people are proud to call themselves racists. But for you that don't think you're a racist, or know you're a racist but pretend you're not, you are, and you're not fooling anybody. You can listen to all the Black music, you could watch Black movies and TV shows, you could laugh at all the Black comedians, and you could say, I'm not a racist. But if you don't want people to know the truth about the Black experience in America, you're a racist. If you've let the white racist elitists propagandize and hypnotize you into thinking you're not a racist, and the truth is a threat to your life, know the truth about yourselves and how those people in power who don't give a shit about you are using you and playing you and manipulating you to believe these lies and always have. If you deny that or defensively don't accept that, hey, you're a racist. Remember when Trump speculated that he should be on Mount Rushmore? I was thinking we could take Lincoln off, leave Teddy Roosevelt because he was an unrepentant racist too, and if you don't believe that, then read about it, it's well documented, and then fuck it, put Trump up there, and then we could change the name to Mount Racewar. And then when it gets vandalized or destroyed or blown up like the Confederate monuments, like the monument to racism it is, then maybe those ruins could be a tourist attraction that we could all enjoy, unless Mount Racewar is in a sundown town.